All righty, everybody. Welcome to the War Room presents another exciting, great episode here as we have Mr. Hermann Luttmann here with us tonight to show off some little project he's been working on for like 6 years now. Anyways, Herman, good to see you, my friend.
Yeah, good to see you.
That is not far from the truth. I remember when Fred and I first put this thing together, it had to be about 6 years ago.
And it's finally, you've got a pre-release copy. So no, this game is not released yet. Anyone out there? No, you cannot. You can order this. It's not available yet. Just gonna have to wait just a little bit longer. We've been dipping our toes, just waiting to try this. Can't wait to see what's in the box.
Yeah, apparently this is the copy that the printer sends out to the publisher to check over. But there was a bunch of them sent. So I got one, Ken Kuhn is the developer, got one, and I believe GMT got 3 of them or something like that. So they may be playing it at the GMT warehouse convention, which I think is next weekend.
Right, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're right. So I didn't get my copy. I just checked my front steps. No copy for Jester. I'm just saying.
That's right. So I guess everybody's got to try to play it and see if there's anything horribly wrong with it. And if not, they give it the thumbs up and they produce however many they're going to produce.
Right, exactly. All right, Mark. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Walker?
Hey, Mark.
So,
the man, the myth, the legend.
But really quickly, Mark Walker just kickstarted a brand new game.
Yep.
Volume 4 of Old School Tactical. Go check out the Kickstarter page for that. That's not why we're here, but I thought I would mention it since Mr. Walker is in the chat. So good.
Funded in 32 minutes.
So, yeah.
Hey, Richard.
Looking forward to finding out if we're going to get this game sometime this year. It's going to be close. But I think
I'll just say that what Ken posted on Board Game Geek when somebody asked the same question, he says he thinks that it'll be here before Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
Don't quote me on that.
We're quoting you. We've got it.
I'm already quoted. It's already out there.
Hey, what's going on, Thoroughfare? How you doing? Good to see everyone. So the first question I have is, did you check the size of all of the player aids to make sure they're the right size?
Nice reference. I like that. I will tell you that I have been totally honest. All I've done is take the shrink off this thing. I have not opened it.
Good. I wanted to see your face when you see it. Yeah. And of course, Ruff, thank you so much for staying up late.
Yes, thank you, Ruff.
You're welcome.
I was shocked to see him there. There he is.
No, I couldn't, not let it go. I'm waiting for this game as well. You'll probably get it before Christmas. We've got to wait another couple of weeks, so it might sort of sneak in after the new year, hoping it comes in before Christmas. But yeah, I can't not pass this up.
The good news is I know Ken wrote me and he texted me and he said that he and his wife played it, the physical copy, and she absolutely loved it. And to me, that's very important because that's one of the reasons I designed this is so that families can play it
right
together.
Yeah. I think when my kids come to visit with their boyfriends or husbands, this would be a great game to sit down and play with them. Yeah, absolutely.
I hope so. Yeah.
For sure.
And by the way, I do not have a baseball cap on tonight because Claude Whalen keeps abusing me and telling me he never sees me without a baseball cap on. So I had to not wear one today.
I like you without the baseball cap, to be honest.
Thank you. Yeah, my gray hair. Yeah.
At least you got some, Herm.
Shots fired.
Dear.
I have pre-planned errata in this one just for Jester.
And you got expansions of errata coming out, haven't you? Planned for this?
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God! Speaking of
the first question is, can you just show us the box so we can see? Is it a 3-inch box? Is it a 3-inch box?
It's the typical GMT 3-inch box. It is 5 pounds.
Oh,
I know that from the shipping. I have to learn how to turn it. I'm sorry, I don't have as sophisticated a thing as Jester does.
Yeah, it looks good. That looks really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the back.
It's pretty hefty.
Let's see the back.
Oh, okay. You got to do the whole
Oh,
thing.
yeah, got to have to see the back as well. Look. Oh, yeah.
I got to learn how to do this.
Oh,
so I think everybody's seen the back on the
GMT
BGG, right?
Yeah.
But it's an impressive box. GMT does a nice job with their boxes. My goodness.
Their boxes, I think, I'll forget the chap's name. He says they're nuclear-proof boxes.
They are. They're definitely a step up in the right direction. That's for sure.
Yep.
Definitely a step up in the right direction. So let's just assume the people that are coming to watch this know something about the Plum Island Horror. Why don't you just give people like a 30-second overview of what you're supposed to do?
Sure. So the idea is that this is a cooperative game between for 1 to 4 players, so it can't be played solo. There are 6 different factions in the game, so you can divide. You have variability as far as which factions you want to play. Each player plays one faction, and the idea is that a disaster has occurred on this island. A storm is hit, and there's this super secret installation at the north end of the island that's been doing all sorts of experimental little things that they shouldn't be doing, and the storm screws up with the safety measures, and all this horror ensues, and the horrors start coming down from this facility, attacking people, converting people, mutating them, and this wave of horror starts coming down the island, and your job as your factions is to not only to beat the horrors, it's the main job. And I got this idea from the Dunkirk game I was working on. I was thinking that it's a perfect setting for a horror setting as well, right? Or a zombie setting, either one. Though the word zombie does not appear in this game anywhere.
No, somebody's done one.
Now.
Not a zombie game.
No, somebody's done one already, haven't they? Yeah, you don't want to duplicate that game.
Actually, if I had Mark's sense of humor, I would have put on the cover, not a zombie game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to see you. Dave, what's going on, buddy?
Dave.
How you doing? Good to see you. So each player is taking their own faction.
Right. So the factions are various groups that exist on the island. So it might be the Greenport, which is the town that's on the southern end of the island. It could be their township, their council, the mayor, and the city facilities, fire. There's the police department. There's the athletic club, which exists on the island, because, of course, Plum Island is very famous for the Olympians that it sent out. There's the neighborhood watch, which are the locals that, take care of business. And then there's the Plum Island Research Laboratory Security Services, the very people who failed at their job to begin with.
Failed at their job, yeah.
Yes.
Trying to protect the city.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, you take one of these factions. They're made up of 4 core units, a leader, and a compound. A compound is a building that you can erect during the game. And everybody's got one special ability, so it's very, very asymmetrical type game. If you've played a lot of the Ameritrash type games, there's asymmetrical factions, root, those kinds of games. That it's got the same idea, not as extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Each unit can do one special thing. And then they have also ratings for close combat. Some of them have an ability to shoot. They move at different rates. Some can heal. So it's a pretty varied bundle of special abilities. And the whole idea is that your team, your group, has to work together to keep the horrors away, but you also have to evacuate enough people from the island. There's a minimum number of people you have to evacuate or you lose. You also have to keep the infection level down, because if that gets too high, then you lose. If one of the factions gets eliminated, you lose. And there's one more condition. Oh, the overrun condition, which is if the horrors get too far down and start taking over Greenport and the bridges, then you've also lost. So there's lots of ways to lose.
And the way to win
is not to lose.
Yes, my sort of game.
That's good. Obviously, rescue all the survivors, and then get out of town once everyone's
right. You gotta rescue. So the idea in this game I tried to make sure that nobody could pick one particular strategy to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you go in and go, oh, we'll just rescue everybody and we'll win. Well, no, because you also have to tamp down the biohazard level. You got to make sure that the horrors don't overrun you while you're saving people.
Yeah.
So you have
Also,
to,
you've
you kind
got,
of have to balance everything.
You've got the damage that you have to repair before you can get people off.
Right. So the island starts damage from the storm, and that's random each time you start the game. So bridges might be down, facilities might be down, the electricity is definitely down. So one of the first things you got to do is turn on electricity so you can gain supplies, so you can start doing a few more things. So balancing.
I am voting for an errata that if you save War Room furniture, you automatically win the game. You automatically win. It's over. You win the game.
Yeah.
So the other thing about this game, as Jester just alluded to, is there's a whole bunch of Easter eggs. There's so many Easter eggs in this game. We should just run a contest of Easter eggs.
That's
yeah, you know,
What
TV shows are referenced. Now, mind you, I'm fairly old, so a lot of the TV shows are from the 60s and 70s. So, but there are a few more modern references too.
Yes.
And during the course of the game, very much like if you guys played out there Arkham Horror or Eldritch Horror, those kinds of games, there are encounters you'll have. You'll pull a card, it'll tell you a little story, and you have to make a decision on what you want to do to take the best advantage of this situation.
Right.
So it's a narrative game. I love narrative games. I love chaotic games. You're going to have to work together and figure out how each of your factions works best in different situations and come up with a plan, because not every faction does everything. They specialize in little things. So you got to have to try to balance everything a little bit. And there will be
you always play with 4 factions, right?
Right. The max is 4 factions. Yes.
But I mean, you can't play with 3 factions or 2 factions or 1 faction.
You can.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just, you get more activations. So there's always the same amount of activations, but the number of factions will be different.
Yeah.
So, what else was I going to say about that?
So it gets harder the more factions you use, because more stuff comes on, or if you're playing just with 1 or 2 factions.
Well, that flow is always the same. So there's always the same number of horrors activations and faction activations. It's just split up amongst. It's thinned out, right?
Yeah.
If you have more factions.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Oh, so instead of me go and the game, me game, it would be me rough game. So you would spread it out.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
So balancing all that and determining, what your best strategy is, and the game will throw, as we found out when we did our little play test, just oddball things at you that you're going to have to deal with. Like all of a sudden there could be an outbreak at the hospital behind you, or they could just end up washing up on shore behind you. So there's no way you can just turtle, which is, a big problem in these kinds of games, as Jester especially knows, this whole turtling problem, right? When you're talking about a tower defense game, and you can't really do that.
You can't sort of keep moving because something might come.
You can't just retreat and build a defense, because you have to save all the civilians, right?
Yeah, and there's things coming from behind and everything. So
right, exactly.
Well, you got variability on your setup, so every time you play, it's going to be different. You got variability with your different factions. So every time you play, you're going to have different faction combinations. I just see this game being very, I wouldn't say random, but very different. Every time you play it, you're going to experience totally different things. And it might take you 10 or 15 plays to experience everything.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because not only that, but the different horrors, there's mutations, which are like super horrors. They do super things, and they may come out. They don't come out all the time, but sometimes you're going to get all of them. Sometimes you might get none of them.
Right.
And when you search, you're kind of rolling the dice. Your searches are usually something good, but sometimes there's something bad.
Right. And then
so
sometimes you follow and everything works out, and sometimes you follow and that doesn't work out so well either.
Right. So the whole idea is it's a narrative game that hopefully people will. Hey, Harold, people have a good time with. That's the basic.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. I just want people to have a good time with it.
Right. There is a lot of Easter eggs. I mean, we saw a couple of them when we did our live playthrough.
Yeah.
We didn't want to spoil too much for people out there, but we
Right.
want them to experience it for themselves for the first time.
But
Mhm.
save the furniture shop, whatever you do.
Yes.
Anything that says War Room on it should be priority number one. That's it.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
right.
If you want to
Come
start
on, let's have a
tearing
look.
into your
Gotta
box,
put on my glasses for this.
Let's have a
It's,
look. What do you got?
Box cover.
Ooh, it's not signed on the inside. Come on. Come on.
All right. So, but like as I said before, this is the first time I'm seeing inside this box. I have no idea what to expect. All right. Thing on the top is the rule book.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
matte paper. Good.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Yep. On the back is a player aid, which I like when people do that.
I love that.
So that is the bridge damage table. So when you at the beginning of the game, you're going to roll to find out which bridges are damaged. You won't know that right away. There's the overrun points, which is look at it. It focused very nicely.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
So you get overrun points, which is bad if each of these things is overrun by the horrors. There's the repair table. So when you try to repair something, you're going to pull I keep wanting to say roll. You don't roll in this game. You pull a fate number, and
Boy,
that'll tell you how well you're doing. You don't want to draw 1. That's an epic fail, unless you use duct tape. And that is an explanation of the custom dice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And I agree with Phoenix Knight. He says first thing he's going to do is laminate and photocopy his player aid.
Great minds think alike, Phoenix Knight. I will
Actually, might
photocopy
be
the
another
back
one
of
in
that.
there. I don't know.
There might be. If there isn't, I don't need to photocopy it. But if there isn't, that's what I do. I'll photocopy the back of that and
All right,
laminate
so-
it. Brilliant.
The rules are, as you can see, color illustrated. There's a little introduction there on what the
Nice.
situation is.
So how many pages altogether, Herman?
All right, how many pages? There are 31 pages. The index is 31.
Yeah, but I dare say it's big font and lots of pickies.
Right.
Speaking of horrors, it looks like Fred has arrived here. Hey, Fred. how
Oh,
you
that's
doing,
Fred.
buddy?
Yeah. Hi, Fred.
So there's a sample of. So on the first page there, or the second, third page, you'll see a sample of the cards and the faction. So there's a faction that, like I was just talking about, that's the police faction. Actually,
Yes, that's the one I played. There, they're on.
yes, Ruff will appreciate this. This is the Plum Island Constabulary.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, bloody right as well.
Not police, the constabulary.
Constabulary, yeah.
This is an old world island. You know, they're founded by the English in 1643.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that'll tell you everything about the. Oh, there are standees. I guess I should point that out too. So your guys, as you can see, am I pointing? Can you see me point? I don't know. Right
Yes.
there.
Yep.
They're on standees. And the mutations are on standees as well. Oh my goodness. Well, there's a lot of illustrations.
That's what I like to
in
see.
this.
You say it's 34 pages.
You can
but
tell
it's-
he's never done a live unboxing, but we're
No,
gonna
we'll have to
teach
teach
him.
him.
We're showing him.
We'll teach
Yep.
him.
And more illustrations of everything. So I really like this.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
They've really boxed everything off, and they've gone through everything in order.
Yes,
This is how
do
you set
number
up,
one,
and they go right
do
through
number
it in
two,
order.
do
Wow.
number 3,
That's
do
what we
box
like.
4, do box 5. Ooh, that's hard.
Yeah, this is right. The first 11 pages are just boxes like this on how to set the game up, and it points exactly where it goes. I like that.
That's great. Yeah.
And there's a pic of, my goodness, the whole map and every single faction.
Oh, we got some competition to the War Room tournament there. Looks like Fred.
Oh, yes, Fred's
Market
Fish
is
Market
in,
is
it's
down
an
there.
important
Yes.
location there, huh?
Yeah, Fred. Everybody's got a location. So rules are, I mean, nice big print, a lot of color boxes, which I'm a big fan of. I try to do that in all my rules. Is
Breaks it up. The eye breaks it up.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that wall of text, right?
You don't want a 70s rule book. No.
Actually,
No.
what I should be doing is not that. Let's
Yeah,
try
get him
not
zoomed
that
in.
either.
Yeah.
Good Lord, Jester, you
Oh.
are a rookie. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah,
we should make you a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
No one needs to see us.
So, oh yeah, I like that a lot. Look at that. So,
Oh,
yeah, a lot of examples. Come on, focus. There you go. So a lot of examples, colors, nice big font. Oh, that's very impressive.
Looking good.
Yeah.
All
And wow.
That looks good.
And everybody wants an index.
An index. Oh my gosh. That probably took somebody 5 days to create that.
Oh my God. Doing indexes is oh my God. I think Word has an index program, doesn't it? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Right.
Not easy. I know that.
No.
Yeah. So the next thing in the box is the reference guide.
Ooh.
So fans of Fantasy Flight games, Arkham Horror, Eldritch Horror, Mansions of Madness. So this
Is that Jester
first
on the
book-
front? Is that Jester on the front? Did I see? Jester on the front of the, yeah, it's a spitting image.
There he is. He's having a tough day.
I'm having a bad day. That's
And there's
for
his
sure.
pet rat.
Actually, it looks more like me.
So fans of Fantasy Flight and some other games. So what they do, and I like this, is that you do a basic rule book to get you through the game, and they leave out all the hairy details, which end up in a reference book.
Yeah.
Right.
So you only refer to this if you really get into a crammed up situation. And this has all sorts of other extraneous information, like how to read all the little arrows and boxes.
Excellent. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a big thing for special units and example of play,
Ooh.
which we always need. So this then breaks down every single unit and exactly how to handle it in case there's a problem. So, for example, there's the infected Sasquatch,
Ah, okay.
and it'll explain what it is. Who knew that this catastrophe would produce some positive news for cryptozoology? And the leper messiahs, who somebody actually figured out that that's named after a Metallica song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ah.
And details. So it's basically, details on each of the pieces, some of the procedures. And that's 9 pages. Then on page 10 starts the comprehensive. Oh my God, I haven't figured this out here. I have to apologize. I'm not as professional as Jester at doing this, or rough.
Your left is right.
Yeah, I know. I haven't figured that out yet.
It's
So there's
back.
the big example of play.
Excellent. No, great. You're doing good.
Left is right and up is down.
Yeah.
That
So
could
the
be the name
example
of your
of play
next
goes
game
on-
there, Herman. That could be the name of your next game.
That's a great idea, actually.
I know, right?
The example of play goes on for quite a while. My goodness, did I write all this?
Yeah, Fred says the same thing Herman said.
Yeah,
Plum
yeah.
Island was established by the English in real life.
There you go. I've heard so many theories online about why I named it Plum Island, and they've given me examples. Apparently, there's a lot of Plum Islands around that people are aware of. So after the example of play is the glossary.
Nice.
So what you do with this is if you have a key term that you need a definition of, like adjacency. If I tell you, oh, you can attack something adjacent, you go, what the heck does adjacency mean? Is this adjacent? Here you go right there and look up adjacency. And connected areas. So that goes on for a while.
Yeah, but it's alphabetical. And you're only looking up.
Yeah,
the
it's
words
all
you want.
alphabetic.
But you're looking up the words you want, so it don't take long.
Right. I even gave you the golden rules of cooperation.
Ah,
there.
there you go. There you go.
for those war gamers who don't like to cooperate.
Right. Right.
This is how you do it.
I don't know if wargamers know what the word cooperation means,
Yeah.
to be honest.
And I actually forgot we did this. I don't know who did this, but I give them a lot of credit. There's actually There's actually an index for the glossary.
Nice.
Holy
That was
crap!
Fred. I'm sure it was Fred.
Yeah, it had to be Fred.
Fred suggested that.
Yep. And on the back,
Nice.
quick
Quick
reference. Guide.
reference. So you're gonna have both books just sticking up
So right,
against
keep the
your
books
computer
by
as you
you.
play.
All right. Next we have. Wow, these are cool. So these are. Oh boy. So these are all the faction cards.
Oh, okay.
Tasty plums. Hey, Mike. Actually,
Don't have
talk
to
to
be
Mike.
fast. I just have to be faster than you.
That's true. You know, that's a great idea for a card, isn't it? I have to add that to the expansion.
Yeah.
Ah,
So this is the Greenport Township. They're purple. So I will hold that there for a second if you guys want to see who's a member of that. You'll notice people like Doug House, the doctor.
Yeah.
How about Fire Marshal Bill? Anybody out there remember Fire Marshal Bill?
That one's over my head. That was probably.
Okay.
I did get
That was from the
Ralph
comedy
Kennedy.
show In Living Color. And
Living Color.
yes.
Really? I remember that show.
And Jim Carrey did Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There
You
you
guys
go.
can look it up on YouTube if you want. This is the Islanders Athletic Club. So that's a bunch of sporty type people. You got the tennis doubles. You got the swimmer,
The
a
golfer.
golfer. I am now an official golfer myself. I actually played 9 holes today. And Johnny Deere, the landscaping crew.
Yep. Phoenix Knight's got a good question. We can get to
Yeah.
it in a little bit when you open them up, but he wants to know the
Oh,
size
yeah, I'll
of
get
the
to those in a
cards and how many
I'll get
there
to those
are.
in a second. Yep.
I think
So if people are going to order some card
Standard.
sleeves,
Hey.
we'll look at that.
Yeah, he's
Right.
a sleever like me.
Right. There's the constabulary as before.
Yes.
The Plum Island Security Services. And I forgot who had these
I
guys.
had them. I
So
did.
you had the famous
He was-
security guy, Kevin Blart, on
and
his
he was superb.
right. He was on his Segway.
Mm-hmm.
He was the
I
exterminator.
forgot to mention these guys when I was talking about we actually have a National Guard contingent.
Yeah.
We had to
You
have a
played
National
them,
Guard for
Herman.
all the
You
war
played
gamers out
them.
there. Somebody had to have the National Guard, right?
Right. You played that
You
faction,
did.
I think.
Oh, did I? Okay, I forgot to mention them. Right. So you'll see some F Troop references here: Larry Agorn and Forrest O'Rourke, Homer Pyle. That's an old TV show too. And Private Mac Reacher is a reference, of course, to Lee Child's Reacher series.
Mm.
And then we finally got the Neighborhood Watch. So these are just the Sergeant Rock York, the veteran. We got the camp guidance counselor. We got Gordon Fietti, the cook.
Looks good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks good.
And this is these are the NPCs. So NPCs are non-player characters. So these are people that just kind of show up and anybody can control them. So at the beginning of the game, you get I'm going to try to hold it there. The Shore Patrol, so for the Coast Guard, they start in the game. The Wolverines are the local high school football team that can show up. You'll see that running back with an axe. And Hero of the Day. So every one of these games has to have somebody who just shows up as a hero, right?
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep. Tough as nails is their special ability.
Cool.
And these are the mutations. So these will be
Ooh.
horror standees. So these guys show up and they do just awful things. So you got the
I
birds
think
of prey,
we had the big chap at the bottom left there, didn't we?
most
Turn up.
wanted. Yeah, they break out of prison. You got the murder hornets, you got the wild-eyed rats, leper messiahs, and the infected Sasquatch, and the birds of prey. Now, the birds of prey fly all over the board and will attack whatever they land in. Yeah.
Each brings a different problem with
Yeah,
it, for
yeah.
sure.
All right. Oh my God, there's a lot of stuff in this box. Okay, real quick. These are the tracks. So you're doing 3 days, October 25th, 26th, 27th, morning, afternoon, night. There's your biohazard. Whoops, wrong finger. That one. Biohazard track. You don't want that to hit 17 or you lose. There's the overrun points track. You don't want that to hit 8 or you lose. Mandatory evacuation points track. If you don't hit 26, you lose.
You know, October 26th is coming up. I would really like to have my game by then, so I can play.
Yeah.
Just
All
saying.
right. This is a quick reference chart. So we do have charts.
That's good. Good.
So we can tell who was on before Nerd Workshop. Somebody wanted to eliminate
No,
Phoenix Knight wants
Phoenix
to.
Knight.
Phoenix Knight, right?
I do the
So-
same. If they're on the back of the book and they're not in the game, I'll just copy it. But they're in the box.
This is a nice cardboard stock. Quick reference is the same as the back of
Is there
the.
just one, Herman? How many is there?
I don't know. So far, I got one, and this has all the VI. So, as you search, you may uncover VIP civilians. These guys do special things. They're worth extra evacuation points, and you can actually use them in your game. So you'll notice some of our friends here, like Oren's Pump You Up Jim.
Oh, Rob Oren, yeah.
And we got some other people. Let's see who else we got here. We got people from shows.
Right.
Jim Boo Boo K, you probably don't know, but if you watched any Sasquatch shows, you'll know who Jim Boo Boo K is. Rex Kramer's from Airplane, the movie. Naked and Afraid, Plum Island is self-explanatory.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
All right. These are the tokens that you will pull to determine who goes. And then you also have some other, these are just reminder tokens. But these are the tokens you're going to pull from the bag to determine who activates. And it tells you on the back what they do in case you can't remember what the symbol means.
What's the size of those? Do you happen to know of, or does it say? I'm just wondering because a lot of people now
Put them in coin.
You put them in
they
clear
put them
coins.
in,
Yeah, I do that.
in the coin.
Yeah,
Clean, right.
that's
Those
what I
things are
do, especially if you're rummaging around in a bag. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those. If you're pulling from a bag or you need to keep these from getting worn out, those are perfect.
Yeah.
So these are fairly large, so the larger coin holders would be required for these.
All right.
All right. Oh my God, there's a counter sheet of.
You designed it, Herman. Now you've
I know. I forgot how much stuff's in here.
There's too much to unpack.
You know, it's amazing that what you forget that you did for some of these things and the stuff you wrote. So those are just all the markers. So these, oh my God, I picked the wrong hand again. These are the compounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the buildings. Each faction has a different building and each one has a different ability.
Oh, and look at these. Oh my God, there's a lot of stuff in this game.
Good.
These are all the horrors. So these guys are regular.
These look like 1-inch counters.
I was going to say, I think they were 1 inch.
Yeah, those are 1-inch counters, and there's different illustrations on each one, so they look nice and varied as they kill
These
you.
are they the horrors that started at the far end and were moving forward towards you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are the standard horrors. These just pile up.
They do.
Huge mounds of counters. Here's all the standees.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's every standee that you're going to have in the game.
Nice.
Yep. And I don't know if you need to know the size of these things, but they're pretty big.
No.
They are designed so that the standee will stick on the bottom, but not cover up any information.
Not cover up the art, yeah, which is important.
All right. So here's more stuff. So these circled do. Oh my God! I picked the wrong figure again. These are your civilians, your regular civilians. Here's some more horrors here, and those are more VIP civilians there. So on the back, you will find the names of all the civilians. So somewhere in there is war room furniture. There you are. There you are.
Yeah. All right.
War room furniture's in here.
Must be saved at all cost.
Must be.
Yes. So that's just there for informational purposes. The important numbers on the back, that's your evacuation value. So I just have it that all the families are worth 3s, except for the Karditzians and the Adams family, I think.
Oh my God.
Yes. And now oh my God. Okay.
I mean, Herman, do you have
Yeah.
something in the box that say, when you're reading this, if you pee your pants, we're not responsible?
That's true.
Because you're going to make some people literally pee their pants.
I hope so. That would be my goal.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
so this is oh boy. So it's a mounted map. What's that? 36 by 20. What is it?
36 by 24.
Yeah, 36 by 24, I would say.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Do that, but okay, there you go.
Nice.
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 Boy, it's pretty thick actually too. Boy, they did a good job on this one. Wow.
Is that glossy?
It is.
It doesn't look too glossy.
Semi-glossy?
No, it doesn't actually look that glossy.
No.
I mean, I have the lights,
Good.
So then you get to the bottom of the box, and this looks. Why? What company does this look like, Jester?
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at with the little
Right.
cardboard,
Yeah.
the little tunnel in the middle,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
That's like Fantasy Flight stuff, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's
for
kind of
sure.
cool. But it's got the Plum Island horror stuff on it. Oops. Uh-oh.
Hey, that insert took 2 weeks for them to design it, and most
I know.
people are just going to throw it out anyways.
I know. I do it all the time. I
Yeah,
know.
no, that's it. Especially when you
So,
sleeve the
we
card,
got-
nothing goes in.
That's a nice bag.
Nice, yeah.
Baggies. How about that?
Nice.
This
you
is
can actually
for-
get your hand inside the bag. That's
This is actually, look at that.
wow.
That's
That's
pretty cool.
perfect. Perfect.
I'm actually a little surprised. This is a nice bag. Well, not that I'm surprised, but I mean, it's a pleasant surprise. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So obviously, as you can figure out, this is for the biohazards.
Yeah.
So what you do is you people who've played Clank. Is it Clank? Yeah, Clank.
Yes.
Right?
Clank. Yes.
So as your guys are fighting, you're creating more and more infection, biohazard, and you're going to put colored cubes in the bag, mix them all up, and then once every turn, you're going to pull out some colors here, and that's how much your biohazard level goes up. So that's for that. This is for picking civilians out of. So during the game, extra civilians can show up, and whatever, whoever doesn't start in the game will go in here, and you're going to pick them up randomly.
Nice.
So 2 bags, man. These are good quality
That's cool.
bags.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. Here you go, Jester.
Oh,
Baggies.
hey, the great baggy shortage of 2022 is all over.
And these. I'll bet you these are pretty big too. They look
big
like
ones,
they're pretty big.
Nice.
You're going to need them because here's the bag. Here's the
Dice.
custom dice. They're rounded, which I like because I like the tension of the thing spinning around. I know a lot of people don't like that. Cubes. So the black cubes are for hits on the standees. The yellow, green, and red cubes are your biohazard cubes. Standees. I'll take one of these out just to show you. So, oh my God, they're nice glossy plastic.
Yeah. Fred said it took about 4 years to see this game in print.
Yeah, we were estimating 5. It might be 5. I think Jester was right. It might be closer to 5. And then last are the cards.
Ooh.
They look like standard size. Yeah.
They are
poker sized cards.
Yeah, poker size.
Yeah, these are poker sized. To answer the previous question,
That's probably 100 packs. So how many packs? You get 3 of them.
you got 3 packs.
So you're probably looking
You're
at.
going to ask me how many cards there are, right? I don't remember. Let's see. 124.
124. Okay.
Yeah.
So this must be less than 100 pack cards.
Three packs of the thicker ones. Yeah.
All right. So the idea is the fate cards are the things that drive the action. So you're going to pick these, and it's going to tell you. I'm going to try not to get the glare on there. Where you spawn horrors and where you activate horrors. And then on the bottom there, you'll see no event card. That's when you follow. So every time you follow somebody, you can do one thing, and then you got to pick one of these cards to find out if you've created an event or not. So that card will tell you that. And then the number in the bullet in the explosion there is your fate number. That's 1 through 6. Not a big deal. And these are the search cards. So, oh my God, look at that glare. Search cards. So certain areas you can decide to take an action. Say, I want to search here. So you're going to draw one of these, and it'll tell you what you're like. This one says, call in an airstrike.
Ooh.
And
like that.
It'll say, check your unit's admin rating. And then the better the admin rating, the more effective your strike is. And then it'll tell you, exhaust this area after resolving this card. So you put an exhaust marker in there. It means you can't search there anymore for the rest of the day. So you can't just sit there. That's another thing you learn from playing all these other games is you can't just sit there and constantly
keep your players busy doing things.
Mill it, right. Yeah. So, and then these are, well, there's a little card for like a player aid card.
They're always handy.
Those actions are.
Again, another thing that Fantasy Flight do. They make these little summary cards. Yeah.
And then you have the horrible event cards. And I'm not going to break all these open too because I don't want to expose, I don't want to spoil it. There's going to be stuff you want to find out. But just so you know, there is one event that says Bigfoot lives.
That's going to spawn the big guy.
Spawn. Yeah. So the way you get those, how come that's not focusing?
Give your camera a second. Hey, the old chestnut. See you later, buddy. Thanks for coming by. He's excited about this. So.
All right, we're going for a second. Anyway, so the standees, the horror standees, the mutations, the way they come into the game is through these events. So Bigfoot lives would show up. And then sometimes on the bottom, come on, focus. It doesn't want to, does it?
Put your other hand behind it, sort of like, 'cause it's trying to focus on you rather than the card. Does that work?
There we go.
You got it.
So this says spawn the infected Sasquatch in the Pine Barrens. If Jim Boo Boo K is on the map or evacuated, so if he's in the game, he manages to get a dart into the beast because he's a squatcher.
Oh wow! Right. Wow!
So then it spawns with a hit on it already.
Nice.
So some of the civilians you rescue are important. They're not just random people. They might actually have an effect on some other part of the game. And like I said, the bottom of the box is actually really nice.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though.
It'll probably go in the waste, but you never know. It looks kind of cool.
It does look good. Awesome.
And
all right, guys, if you anybody out there has any questions for Herman about the production, about what came in the box, if you want to see anything specifically, let us know.
Well, it's the first time I saw it, and I'm really pleasantly surprised. It's fantastic. This has got a lot of stuff in it, and it's got a lot.
You're pleased with that, Herman, aren't you? You're pleased.
What's that?
I think you're pleased, aren't you?
I am really pleased. GMT did a fantastic job with this.
Fred
can't
says
say
he
enough.
thinks you started that sometime in the spring or summer of 2019.
Yeah, it might have been earlier than that even. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, it looks great.
Thank you.
Looks
Yeah.
very well, like
Well,
you said.
I appreciate
production
JP
quality.
doing it. You know, it's not. Now I know they've done obviously they've done a lot of non-war games, but even this is more of a narrative adventure horror multiplayer co-op game. So they've really not done anything like this. This is kind of really out of their wheelhouse, and I think for the first time they've done a game like this, they really knocked it out of the park. I'm really pleased with it.
And
I
it's
mean,
only-
I'd be lying if I didn't tell you I
I
was a
think
little
it's-
worried about, like, oh boy, are they going to nail the feeling for this game the way, you know, I envisioned it? They actually did even more than I thought.
but it got a good few orders. So you know, it must be pleasing.
Yeah,
to people.
we're the orders are just flying. I mean, in all honesty, and I don't want to beef up Jester too much, but ever since we did those playthroughs on the War Room, people, yeah, I mean, the orders went nuts.
Yeah.
You are up to 1,541.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a lot even from when I looked before.
Yeah, they were thinking if Ruff can understand it and enjoy it, it must be good.
I think if we did it justice, I think we did okay. We showed people just how to, you know, going in blind, what you can do, how you do it, and I think a lot of people said, "This is something that I can do."
And
I
I thought
submit this.
I really and I appreciate you guys doing it because I actually thought it was valuable. I'm sure a lot of people were hesitant, going like, "Well, what's this?" Right? Like, what? How's this going to play? Is this some kiddie game? Is this what is this exactly? And probably were a little hesitant at the beginning to even get involved in it. And I think you allowing me to show it with the group. I mean, some people obviously might still say that's not for me, obviously.
Well, that's
but a
fair
lot of
enough,
people-
though. You can't please everybody all the time, but at least
Right. But I
look
think
at
enough people might, you know, say, hey, you know, that does look like fun. And in all honesty, I know people, this game was designed just to be fun.
Right.
And I know Jester and Ruff can attest to this, but I know that when I was in New York, we had and I was telling Jester this before when he had his videos on Australia, that I used to get together with the same four guys. Fred was one of them too, Mitch and John. And I got into playing cooperative 4-player games, right? Because we wouldn't play war games because we didn't want to break into two, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 versus 2. We all wanted to play something together. So we got into a lot of these cooperative games, and I really enjoyed that experience. It's a different mindset than the normal I'm against you. You know, your strategy changes when we're all together. We have to decide together how to handle this.
Right.
And I find it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of people that were hesitant about it until at least, you know, get a peek.
And I totally understand that. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, a game meant to be fun. Are you sure, Herman? Are you sure? You don't want to be known for the guy that makes fun games.
I know. I've always said it. If you're not having fun playing games, you're doing them wrong. God.
All right. If anybody, again, has any questions for Herman about if they want to see anything specifically in the game
or any questions about it, he's the man.
About it, let us know in the chat. We'll be sure to post them on there. But we appreciate Herman
I'll answer any
showing us.
questions people have. Sure.
And, you know, spending the time tonight to show us what was in the box. We're looking for it. I know I got my P500 ready to go.
Well, thank you for letting me do it.
And hopefully, like you said, it should be here towards the end of the year, if not December. I'll probably be
before
January.
Christmas. Yeah.
But looking forward to that for sure. I know it's been a long process, and now you finally get to see the fruits of your labor once again.
Well, as you said before, I don't know, maybe people do realize it, but these games do not just pop out of your head and get published in 1 month. Right. I mean, when we talk about 4 or 5 years for this game, I'm not kidding. That was 4 or 5 years.
Right. And I'm sure your original idea you had, isn't exactly what ended up on the table either.
I was just going to say that. So the way this looks now and the way it looked at the beginning, I'm not going to say they're totally different, but they're significantly different. Because as you go through the development and especially the playtest process, we changed a lot of things. And Ken, thank God for Ken too, because Ken Kuhn over at GMT, he was already in that mindset of the mass market games, right? Like we're talking about Eldritch Heart and all that stuff. And I was a little bit, but he was really into it. And he knew how to develop it to get the most out of that end of the game system, right? So when I said to him, well, I kind of like I want to kind of mimic the bag pull and clank or the follow mechanic from Tiny Epic Galaxies, and we just got them all in there to mimic them as much as we could. And he really fine-tuned it, and the playtesting really fine-tuned it.
Excellent. It's great. What did you feel when you opened the box for your new game? Do you feel as soon as you went, did you get that rush of yes?
I did, and this one more so than most, because this is one of the longest projects. It has the most amount of people involved in it than any game I've ever done. I can tell you that, because normally, A Most Fearful Sacrifice was a playtest crew of 4 people.
That's crazy.
This had like 90 people involved. And so, yeah, this one is something special to open, because it was a lot of labor, a lot of time, and a lot of people. And
and Herman, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just going to let people know, if you're interested in finding out more information about this game, you can still not go there, but you can go to the GMT webpage. When you go to the main page, just click on the P500 pre-order spot, and then scroll down to at the printer. You will find the Plum Island Horror right there, plus lots of other great, awesome GMT games.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can sign up and submit your P500 order. And what that means, for those of you who don't know, is they will not charge you until this game has been printed and ready to ship to you. Then they will charge your credit card a P500 cost, which is currently $64.
And look at that discount.
Yeah,
that is a huge discount. It's going to be $95 if you don't P500 it. So if you're interested, again, go to the GMT website and jump on there and get your P500 order. In fact, get one for yourself, get one for somebody else, get 2 or 3 of them.
Great Christmas present. If it turns up. Say,
you can give one to your brother for Christmas, or one to your wife for Christmas, and your Christmas shopping done.
Everybody in the neighborhood gets one.
Lovely. All right.
Brilliant.
Let me go back to there we go. Oh, that's not it again. What the heck am I doing wrong? There we go. Sorry about that. All right. So was it, you said it was like 5 or 6 pounds of stuff there? It seems like quite a bit of stuff in there.
Yeah, the UPS shipping notice said it's 5 pounds.
Nice.
I got to be honest with you, it feels more than 5 pounds. It's pretty heavy.
That's nice.
Yeah, this is a hefty package. I'm very happy with it.
Right. Awesome. All right. One last call out for you guys in the chat. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We do appreciate it.
Thank
if
you
anyone
for letting me
has
do this.
any questions, now's your last chance, because we're not going to be doing any more Plum Island stuff until it's been released. We're putting a line in the sand. This is it. Don't keep teasing us. Don't keep giving us previews and all this stuff at a time. We're not doing anything until we see the game in our hands.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we're doing a playthrough.
Well, Herman, again, thank you so much for.
Thank you for letting me do this.
It was great to see your face. Like when you opened that box and you looked at it for the first time, there was a look of what's the word I want to look for?
Childish joy.
Yes, childish joy. There was this little
Yeah.
grin that you
Little-
didn't
the little
try
boy-
to
the
show
little
anybody
boy
the
came out.
grin,
Yeah.
but we
Well-
could see the grin.
Yeah.
There's definitely that raw emotional joy when you see everything, something you've been working on for months and months, or in this case, years and years, finally it's in front of you finally in its final production. And it makes all the work worth it, right? When you finally see it come out.
And
Especially
I shouldn't have
as well
said
as this one.
childish joy. I should have said childlike, because
I knew what you meant. It's fine.
childlike. Yeah.
it is, and I hate to say it, but it is your baby. It's just
Yeah.
like a baby. This is something you worked for, you envisioned, you strive to succeed to get this, and then when it finally arrives, you have that. I'm a new dad, and instead of being a baby boy or a baby girl, it's a baby game.
Except
And
it
there
won't
is.
cost you thousands of dollars to send to college.
That's right.
Now,
I don't
don't
have
you
to
be
put a
taking the
diaper on
rule
it.
book to bed
Yeah.
either tonight, Herman. Don't you be taking the rule book to bed.
No.
That's what I do. Shut up.
But it's funny. I remember what Mike Berticelli said many, many months ago, and he's right that the designer's worst, the most scared
I was
point,
going to quote him. Yeah, but go on.
yes, is when you get that final product and you actually open it. That's when your most fearful time is, because when you open it, you're going to go, oh my God, there's an error right on the top or something, right? You're always afraid that, and I guess that's why I was so happy, because as I was opening this, I'm going, wow, this looks exactly the way I wanted it to look.
If you open the box and the first thing you see is Schmum Island Horror, that's a problem.
Especially on a live unboxing.
That's good. I like that.
A cardboard zombie theme, baby. There you go.
Yes,
All right, guys.
exactly.
Quick, short, and simple tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, Herman, for letting us witness your
Thank
joy.
you very much for letting me share this with you.
Yeah, thanks, Herman. It's great to see it.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it. We were looking
Thank you.
forward to it again for sure. Thanks everyone that came out tonight. Fred and Phoenix Knight
Yeah,
and Will
thanks.
DM for food, and Harold and Mike Butterjelly, Manuel Mike, Dave
And Mark Walker.
Dave's Gaming Cave, the old Chestnut. Thank you for coming out tonight. We do appreciate everyone out there. Jeffrey, Mark Walker was here for a little while. Thorough for Richard Kerr. Everyone that came out tonight, thank you so much. We will see you all next time, my friends. Until then, take care of yourselves. We'll see
Thank
you all
you.
down the line.